Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to the Champions League semi-final predictions video. We have, for the first time in a lot of time, Real Madrid is not in the semi-finals. We have four very evenly matched teams at the same time, four very competitive teams. So it's going to be really interesting about who wins and who does not. Of course, as we know, the four teams are: first semi-final is Arsenal versus PSG, and second semi-final is Barcelona versus Inter Milan. So before we begin with the predictions, one thing that I want to make sure and one thing that I want to clear up is that these predictions are only for the first leg. So it may happen that a team I may not predict to win first leg may win the second leg and eventually win the tie. So I'm not saying that, for example, if I predict Inter Milan to win the first leg, I'm not predicting them to win the tie. So yeah, that's how it works. So without any delay, let's get started with the prediction. The first semi-final is Arsenal versus Paris Saint-Germain or PSG. So you can get the sense it's going to be an absolute cracker of a game. It's at the Emirates, so Arsenal have the home advantage in the first game, PSG away from home. So I would give slight advantage to Arsenal in that respect, but of course, I think Arsenal need to go in with the thought process that they have got to win. I think anything less than a win puts PSG into a very advantageous position. As an Arsenal fan, personally, I would like a good win to like create that distance, because I think if Arsenal win by 2 goals, I think I'll back them a lot to go to Paris and get the win and get the result and go to that coveted Champions League final. At the same time, in case Arsenal have a 1 goal win, it's a bit edgy. You go to Paris, you have a moment of concentration lapse, and you concede a goal. It can get a bit tricky there. So that's that from my side. But of course, I think from a PSG perspective, I think PSG should be looking to get a good result here. I think PSG should be looking, minimum at a draw. Even from their perspective, PSG should be thinking they can come away to Arsenal and win. So they've come here before. It was 2-0 the last time these teams met. Havertz and Saka scored. But it's different. PSG are a more developed team. Kvaratskhelia, they've signed since then in January. So they're a different team. They've got amazing wingers. Uh, I think it's Doué, Kvaratskhelia, and Dembele. The front three. It's absolutely amazing. They are amazing players. From an Arsenal perspective, of course, you've got Saka and Martinelli. Martinelli scored against Real Madrid, so he is on a bit of a form. It's good that Martinelli is finally finding that feet, because since the 22-23 season, he's had a difficult 18 to 24 months. Martinelli and Saka is Saka. Odegaard, he's not on form, but you expect the captain, big game, Champions League semi-final at the Emirates. You expect Odegaard to come up with the guns and come up all guns blazing. So hopefully he can do well. And for me, there are going to be two major matchups in this particular game. Of course, Thomas Partey is suspended for Arsenal, so that's a big edge for PSG. And also, if Arsenal are thinking if Arsenal can win against PSG, Thomas Partey back for the second leg gives them more defensive solidity. So yeah, that is what Arsenal should be thinking also. For me, there are two main matchups in this particular fixture, uh, and that are: first is Declan Rice versus Vitinha, battle of the midfielders. I think Declan Rice, probably in the absence of Thomas Partey, will have to play a bit more deeper than he does usually, maybe in the six. I don't know. Let's see what Arteta does. But Vitinha, he's an amazing player. He's developed himself into being that player for me, and it's a big battle. Vitinha versus Rice. Whoever comes out on top in this battle is going to be absolutely crucial. So to that team's chances of winning. So I feel that this is going to be an amazing battle of both the midfielders. And the second main battle for me is the Arsenal wingers, that is Saka and Martinelli versus the PSG fullbacks, which is Hakimi and Nuno Mendes. These are the this for me, or these battles, two battles for me, are the most important battles, because PSG fullbacks we saw against Villa away from home, Mendes and Hakimi actually scored. So they like to push forward a lot. They like to attack a lot. Whereas you've got Saka, who's world class and who is an amazing player, and he decides he wins those big moments. Saka, although it's not been going to his way from the penalty spot, but apart from that, in open play, Saka wins those big moments. And you've got Martinelli, who is slowly finding his feet, who is slowly finding his form, up against Hakimi, who likes to bomb forward. Even Mendes likes to bomb forward. So it will be a very interesting battle. Versus Saka versus Nuno Mendes, and Hakimi versus Gabriel Martinelli. I think this is going to be the battle to look out for, and I think whoever comes out on top, whether it be um, the Arsenal wingers or the PSG fullbacks, will have a major advantage in this sort of fixture. So coming to now the predictions, my predictions, personally being an Arsenal fan, I'm gonna go for 3-1 Arsenal. I think Saka is gonna get on the score sheet, Merino is gonna get on the score sheet, and Martin Odegaard is gonna get on the score sheet. He's not been in great form, but I back the captain. I back Odegaard against PSG 3-1. I think Due might score for PSG. So yeah, that's my prediction, 3-1 Arsenal. And yeah, hopefully, come on, you Gunners, we can make our fans proud. Now, coming to the second semi-final, Barcelona versus Inter Milan. Barcelona are going to be at home in this fixture. Inter Milan just lost the Milan derby to of course AC Milan. As of time of recording, Barcelona haven't played their Copa del Rey final versus Real Madrid in the El Clasico final. But of what I've seen of Barcelona and Hansi Flick is a world class manager. Barcelona are a world class team. Pedri, for me, has now this season really lifted himself as probably one of the best, if not the best midfielder in the world. And he's an amazing player, Pedri. Going along, of course, Rafinha, he's on Ballon d'Or form, really. Rafinha, Lewandowski is probably going to be a miss. So that is a major miss. But Lamine Yamal is there for Barcelona. So Barcelona, attacking wise, are amazing. Defensively, they can be a bit suspect, but attackingly, Barcelona are amazing. Inter Milan, on the other hand, they are the original, they are the OG Italian team, strong and very powerful at the back, and they've got that industrial sort of midfield, Kanaglaglu, Mkhitaryan, and Barella alongside that back five or back four which they play. They're amazing defensively, Inter Milan. So I would, on a personal level, say it's going to be a very even matchup. I think this is the match for difference makers. By difference maker, I mean guys like Lamine Yamal and Rafinha and Pedri for Barcelona, and guys like Lautaro Martinez for Inter Milan. Because I think Lautaro Martinez, he's a world class striker. I don't think he gets that much praise as he deserves. When we talk about strikers, we talk about Haalands and Kanes, but we never really talk about Lautaro Martinez because I think he deserves his props. He's amazing striker, and I think he's one of the best, if not the best. He's definitely top three striker in the world, Lautaro Martinez, and he's going to be key. And for me, Inter Milan, if Milan can get a goal away from home against Barcelona, I think Milan will be really on. So yeah, I think that's about that for Milan. And from a Milan perspective, if they can get a goal away from home, from an Barcelona perspective, I think Barcelona would be thinking get a couple of goals lead, similar to what Arsenal will be thinking. Barca should be thinking get a couple of goals lead going to the San Siro, so that you are secured there. I think this is going to be a very close encounter, but I think I'm going to go with. Oh, it's really difficult to go for it. I initially decided I'm gonna go 2-0, but I can see Lautaro scoring. So okay, let it be. I'm gonna go 2-0 Barcelona, Lamine Yamal and Rafinha on the score sheet, and which sets it up for a difficult second leg. Don't think that 2-0 is easy versus Inter, but yeah, I would predict Barcelona 2-0 in this first leg at the Camp Nou, or the Spotify Camp Nou as they call it. So I would bank Barcelona, and yeah, that is my prediction for the first leg. Hopefully, from an Arsenal fan perspective, we come good, and hopefully, we can get a good lead, and it's going to be amazing. I think whatever the results are, of course, an Arsenal fan, I'm biased, but from a neutral perspective, whatever the results are, I think we're gonna get four incredible matches, the two legs for both the semi-finals. Four incredible football matches of four of the best teams in Europe going at it against each other. It's going to be incredible, and looking forward to seeing it. Of course, hope Arsenal reaches that final, and yeah, hopefully we get there. So if you guys like the video, if you have guys have your own predictions, put them in the comment box. Tell me your predictions, and if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and we'll be here with more content. See you guys.